sounds nice. Getting amped up, getting amped. Shalom.
I know shalom. Is that like a Jewish greeting?
I think so.
I got that because I just made that. It's like an app that lets me text people, and I just made. You mind if I roll up the window?
Yeah, of course.
I just downloaded that app so I could text people, and like I texted you, and then a minute later I was getting a text from someone saying shalom. I was like, what the hell is this? I thought it was, I don't know what I was expecting. I thought maybe it was a foreigner or someone in another country texting me.
Yeah, I always like to greet with different, like I say aloha a lot or shalom.
Oh, you know, maybe I should get out and help you.
Yeah, that'd be actually really helpful. I don't know how much room I have in the back.
Okay. But now this time be a little more gentle on it, because last time, like I said, you got like real close to it. Like real close. So.
A little nick doesn't hurt nobody, hopefully. Oh yeah, in the front still? Oh yeah, get in here. Sorry.
Just murdered your door. Alright. I guess you don't even know where we're going.
No, you have to lead the way, or
And
you can
I
put it
also,
in the maps.
well, I don't drive, so I know how to get there on trains. I don't know how to get there on roads.
So it's like a major building or something.
Yeah, well, just type in Flushing Main Street train station, and that's gonna be it.
Is that anything behind me? No, we're good. Maine?
Flushing Main Street.
It's being special.
I can do it too if you know.
Maine.
Main Street.
Got her.
Let me just make sure that that's the right, because sometimes it doesn't. Can you
It'll
press
change.
like show transit on map? Because there's like a train line. I need to make sure it ends right there.
I cannot.
If you click this, maybe.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's. Whoops! I'm sorry.
All good. We'll just start with that.
Okay.
And then, you'll hopefully notice something.
Hopefully. So, the sleeping was okay.
Oh, it's great actually.
No one was overly loud. No beggars shouting,
Nothing.
accosting you.
Nothing.
All right.
It's like it was not even there.
Yeah, because if we drive there, it's 20 minutes. Like it's an hour if we take the train. It's 20, and plus we gotta sit on it. You gotta pay for it. But if we drive, it's 20, and then on the way back, same thing. So it saves us like almost like an hour and a half if we just drive. And then we just gotta find parking when we get back. That's the. But we can park anywhere.
But you said there's lots of parking down there.
Well, down there, but then once we come back here, that's the only train. But I think last time it was fairly easy, so hopefully this time just as well. So once this is 95th Street, and then like I was saying, of course, the more you go north, it goes to 96, etc. But then once you get past 96, here's under 96 is considered to the Upper East Side.
So we're pretty close to Harlem.
Right, it's like right at the top of Upper East Side. But Upper East Side's not huge, it only goes from 59 to 96. So you did decide to stream last night, I saw.
Yeah, I had power, and people were bumping.
Yeah.
It was botted.
There was a lot of people yesterday. I know it was botted, but there was also like people stopping in to chat and stuff.
I think I thought of this like yesterday. It's like when I was in Toronto, we got a lot of like Toronto people coming to the stream.
Right.
So now that we're in New York, we have a lot of New York
But
people coming.
That's so weird to me, though. I guess they want to meet up with you, or they're something like that.
I think they just like their city, so they want to like represent and like just be a part
give
of like
recommendations. They can interact with it.
yeah,
They're
especially
like, hey, go here.
Since I said it's my first time, they're like
I see.
they get like it's like an extra like layer.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like it's kind of weird to me because I would think like I would want to go to stream from places like I haven't been, not places I'm always at. But I could see why you would for the local too.
Yeah, they like the familiarity. It's like it's like with old school RuneScape. People always like when it's a new person never played before. They like watching their first experience in the city.
True. And it's New York. I mean, even people that aren't from here, they've got takes on it as well.
Exactly.
Like those people, like a lot of those people, they didn't live here. And they're like, oh, when I visited, I went to here, go here.
Yeah, exactly. This is the best pizza. No, this is the best pizza.
But to be honest with you, man, there's a lot of nice places in the city, but in terms of like neighborhoods, like to live in and stuff, I've lived in like this is the only neighborhood I've lived. This is my favorite, Upper East Side, because it's safe. It's got lots of nice restaurants and stuff. It's clean. It's not close to the park. It's just got the right combination of things for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
The parks are huge for me. There's a few different ones that are really nice compared to some of the other, like someone's recommended like Union Squares. Sometimes people consider that like a park. I guess kind of is like a park, but it's, I mean, there's like not many trees. It's more like a square is a park. But what can you expect when you're in the middle of Metropolis? You know what I mean?
I feel that. Metropolis.
Oh, it is raining this morning.
Yeah, she'll clear up. She'll clear up.
I was gonna actually, if it was a nice day, I was gonna say not to do this today, and we can, because it's the weekend, and people will probably be out actually at that place in the park that I showed you, the fountain, and it would be kind of cool, but since it's raining, I don't think it's gonna be too busy
It's a little
today.
less lively.
Yeah, so maybe save that for another day. Because on the weekend, that's when things are really like everything. I guess on the way there's close by, there is probably won't need cash because it's Chinatown. And actually, other places here you do need like cash for like paying for things. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes they'll be like, oh, cash only.
Yeah.
So there's like a bank here. This place we're gonna eat at, hopefully, and I probably stop there because I don't have really any cash right now.
Is the place reading cash only?
I don't know. I think it takes card, but just to be safe, you know, I'm just gonna pick up some cash. Like, you don't have to pick up any, but I'll just have some just in case.
I will if I like have to. Like if I go in there like, oh, cash, I'm gonna be like, shit, I gotta use an ATM.
No, don't worry. You don't have to pick up any. If it's cash only, I'll cover it. But I don't think that. I think they take card, but just to be safe, I'll pick up some cash. That way, I don't want to find myself in a situation where it's like I can't pay.
I'll wash dishes for an hour or two.
Yeah. But usually when I go down here, I've got my partner who is like, you know, she's really familiar with like all these different things and can give you like great explanation. I really can't. I can just like eat this stuff and point. So
Good, not good.
we might get like not a complete explanation, but I'll try.
That's all good.
But I think out of anywhere in North America, I think that this is probably, I mean, I haven't been everywhere from like what I've heard and stuff. This is probably some of the most like authentic like Chinese experience that you can really get. Like my partner's parents, they came from China and they like specifically hang out in this area just because it feels like exactly like China.
The memories.
Well, it's not entirely true because in China, it's a little bit like here. The Chinatowns are often like a little bit dirty and stuff like that, and I don't know why that is. But in China, of course, it's not really like that. It's like clean over there, so it's not exactly the same. But like the food and the language and some things are the same. New York's just kind of just dirty overall, so.
Yeah, they need a good power washing.
But that's why I like the rain, because when it rains, it kind of washes away some of the scum that's been accumulating on the sidewalks and stuff.
Clean slate.
Yep. Getting close to kind of where my partner used to work before she started school at where she's at now.
So what's the busiest street?
Busiest? Jeez.
For driving, I'd say, or just...
Well, it's got to be the time, whatever that is. I think that's Broadway that passes through Times Square.
Yeah.
That's like for people, but that's not like the whole street. That's just like that section of the street. In terms of like entire streets, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a big driver.
True.
Maybe, I don't know. This is pretty busy. I think it's not like streets that are busy, because like the further you go north, the less busier they get. It's just like once you are in like certain core areas, like all the streets are busy down there. Like if you're near Midtown in Times Square, like all the streets around that for that section are busy.
I'm surprised you can drive through Times Square like that. That was kind of wild. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but...
These are like cable cars.
Oh my goodness!
They go across. Although we're gonna do that.
Oh
hopefully.
Hell yeah!
And you go all the way across, and there's an island that it lands on called Roosevelt Island.
That's cool. That is very cool.
That's like one of the things that I was hoping to do. It's a beautiful view, and you go over the river, and you can see like everything. And then you end up on the island, and then on the island, the people actually live on. It's like a decent size island. They live on that. It's got kind of like a European feel almost. Interesting. But they've got like a old building. It's like abandoned and closed and like fenced off. But it's basically like from way back when, like 1800s and stuff. They used to bring people onto the island and quarantine them there who had diseases like smallpox and stuff like that. And it was like a quarantine, and they've got a nice park. And then it ends up connecting. You can walk across. There's a bridge. The only way to get from Manhattan to the island is with the cable car if you're a pedestrian, or you can also take a ferry over the river or subway underground. But there's no like walking path. But then once you get on the island, there are bridges that take you to Queens and from there you get like a fantastic view of Manhattan behind you. And yeah, it's really nice. So I'm hoping to maybe go there sometime.
what's up? Welcome. Stabilize that cam. It's hard on the bridge here. It's a wobbly.
I guess I could, if you put it in the gimbal, I can like hold the gimbal.
I just want to save the gimbal power.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Plus, it kind of does a weird like fade when it's in the car. I don't know if it's because we're like moving.
Sorry, it's the best we got.
Yeah, once you got out the bridge, it's fine. It's just a...
Yeah, there's a lot of potholes on this thing. But I noticed that too when I was watching. I was like, sometimes it seems like you're about to crash your car or something because it's just like this. I'm like, did you just hit someone or no?
No, it's just a wobbly boy. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna just... Yep.
Anything goes.
Yep. I can do it.
Dude, people plow through reds like it's nothing here. People cut over, people do the crazy, just anything.
I went to stop at a red and someone came behind me, just went right by through me.
Yep.
Like, okay, you do.
There's the subway going through up there.
Damn, subby. Oh, gee, I'm doing pretty good. Just woke up. We're gonna go get some dim sum.
Dim sum. We're going to Flushing, Chinatown.
China.
In Queens. I clicked on some of the rebroadcasts yesterday for like when I was here, and I was like, dang, I can barely hear myself. I gotta talk a little louder so if I want to get picked up by the phone, I think.
Even from sitting there, from being outside?
Well, it was outside. Because I was only in the car for like
I went the wrong way.
You're gonna... well, if you're anything like me, you're gonna go the wrong way a lot. You might have to do some loops and stuff. Because, like, the thing is, it's so congested down here, and the streets are narrow sometimes and whatnot. It's like, when it says make a turn, it's like you can't always get over, or you don't have enough time to react, and so you just kind of, yeah, have to work with that.
Green means go, yellow means go, red means go.
But since we have the car, though, if you end up wanting to like scout for some pizza, I think there's definitely some good slices in Queens too. Most people that come as tourists, they don't have vehicles usually, and people just think Manhattan is where everything is for some reason, but Queens has so much food culture, and this is like where a lot of the just like late everyday people live, and so this is like kind of where you're going to get some of the most authentic New York stuff, even though it's not necessarily thought of at the top of mind when people think of New York.
In my head, it was always Brooklyn had the best.
Brooklyn
pizza.
Yeah, Brooklyn too. I mean, I'll need to beat it. I really haven't explored much of Queens pizza.
The never-ending pizza debate.
Well, I don't have the car, so some of these places that are like the good ones is like they're not near the subway lines. But we've got a lot of food already on the list today. If we hit up the dim sum thing, there's if you want to, this is like the best boba tea in New York down here. If you want to like try it,
I'm down for sure. They've got taro.
It's like authentic, like Chinese people making this. I mean, not that the place at Pacific Mall you went looked good too.
Phenomenal. That was the best one.
But this is like raved about this spot, and I'd been there and it's good. There's actually a couple spots, but so I guess we can take a look. And then also there was the Hindi temple.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out.
I don't know if they're open today, but I think they are. I guess maybe you can Google it when we're eating or something and just double check before we walk out over there. Now this here, we're not in Manhattan anymore, which is like the main island, but even outside they still have all these huge skyscrapers, but this is more new. This is considered like it's called Long Island City, which is, we're in Queens now. We're not in Manhattan anymore, we're in Queens once we cross that bridge. But this is like up in, like Manhattan's, they can't build anymore, so now they're taking over this area with these skyscrapers. And so that's some of a lot of that's residential, and a lot of that is really nice because it's like all new construction. It's a lot of like kind of luxury living in apartments and stuff. But more affordable because you're not like right downtown. I made tea before I
tea time, yeah.
Yep. I also had a double shot of espresso. I haven't used my espresso machine forever, and I was like, well, I slept well, but I didn't sleep super long. But I was having trouble sleeping. I was like so amped up from like hanging out. I was like, shit, I feel like I'm ready to like pull an all-nighter like you did last night.
There's so much things to do and see.
But this is what I mean. That this is where the train goes. Like, that's why they have these.
Yeah, I like the train above the roads.
And this is actually the one that you would ride like all the way from Manhattan, and you would ride it all the way down for like an hour to where we're going. I'm surprised it's taking you on this route. I thought it was going to take you on the freeway or something.
Well, I think I took a wrong turn, and then
oh,
I was like,
I see.
There we go. But it's pretty quick here. Like,
yeah, no worries. You can see the World Trade from here.
Oh, you can. Pointy.
Did you get to see it on your way in at all?
No. I thought it'd be more skyline-y. It wasn't very skyline. It's kind of getting dark.
Depends on the route you take in. Like if you come from sometimes from some parts of Queens going into Manhattan, at least where I was living before, like northern part of the island, you get like an amazing view, like a dream view of it. I think on the way back into it, we'll probably get a pretty good view too, but we'll see. It depends on exactly the route you take. I mean, you can already tell Queens is a little bit different than...
Yeah, it's like more industrial
well,
here.
this is, I think that's just like this area. Once you get past like this threshold here of like being right next to Manhattan, like there's a rim of manufacturing and stuff, and then once you get past that, then it's like becomes like the opposite, where it's like all residential. And it's like you just see a million tiny little apartments, like just like for blocks and blocks, and they all kind of all look the same. We've got a huge cemetery here. I think it's called like St. Michael's Cemetery.
Oh, that is very weird. It's like above the highway.
It's like, this is the biggest one I've seen in New York City.
It's literally above the highway.
Yep.
You're driving next to the dead bodies.
That's why I know it, because whenever my partner's parents drove us down here, we always passed it.
That's really strange.
And then right next to it, we're kind of a little bit more to the right, that big tall one, the silver one, that's the one we passed yesterday, the Vanderbilt, the new one, above the Grand Central Station. Okay, now we're getting on the freeway. Kind of. Yeah, I think we are.
495 East. Oh, okay.
Lane ends.
But just for a smidgen.
Just kidding. So this hat says California on it. The one that I like that you have, but you haven't been to California, have you?
Say again? What?
This hat here, it says Prospect Cal?
Oh yeah, California, I guess so, yeah.
So you must have got that...
Thrifting?
Oh, thrifting.
Yeah, I'm basically everything I get is thrifting.
Huh. I aspire to do that, be like uniqueness. Because when my partner and I went to Japan last year, we spent so much time in thrift shops, just looking, seeing what was there.
Yeah, Japanese thrift stuff.
Thrift shops. And the same thing, we were in Montreal last year, and we did the same thing. Montreal has really good thrifting also. I think it's gonna rain just for like an hour or two, and then it's supposed to clear off.
No, I am not worried.
But like we're gonna be inside for a little bit anyways. Hopefully by the time we're done, there's no more rains. Did you finish the pizza?
So I had one slice left.
Okay.
Emergency slice.
Yeah. How much did you eat last night when you got back? Were you like super hungry?
No, just like 2 or 3 slices. They're thin. They're thin.
Right.
Thin
right.
crust, so they're not like super filling. You can just kind of chow down.
A lot of the East Coast stuff is like that, where it's for some reason the Midwest, like Detroit and Chicago and stuff like that, they've got much more thick crust.
They sure do.
And dough, like on the bottom of the pizza pie. But here it's like everything's super thin. Is Toronto pizza more like East Coast, or is it more like Midwest, like U.S., or none of the above?
What's Midwest like?
I guess you didn't stop for pizza there.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like
Maybe we'll have to.
it's like a football pizza.
Okay.
Pretty. It's right in the middle. Not thin, not thick.
Yeah.
Cheesy. Detroit's pretty popular. Like you'll get a Detroit style.
Yeah.
Or what they call a Detroit style, whether or not it is.
Well, usually when they say that, it is. They're pretty true to form. They have a place here. There's like a chain of a pizza chain that is popular in Detroit, but I don't know how big it is. It's called Jet's Pizza, and they've got a location here somehow. And I was very excited when I saw that here, and I was like, okay, I've got to try that. So this year, we've got, of course, like football is, American football is huge in the U.S., and the Detroit team has been like the worst team in the world ever for like 50 years, and we can't do anything. But this year we were actually good, and we actually made it to like one game away from the Super Bowl.
Damn.
Like, if we won that game, but in that game, like, so I ordered like this special Detroit style pizza that is from here that I wanted to try from Jets for the game, and it was amazing. It was just like back home. I mean, it's not the best pizza back home, but it's close. I mean, it's close. So they nailed it. But then, of course, the Lions that's our football team. They had to spoil it because even though they got out right at the start of the game, they were up by like 3 touchdowns. It was amazing. I was like, oh, we've got this. You know, we're like winning by so much. There's no way they can come back. There was not much time left in the game. And somehow, instead of just closing it out and playing it safe and winning the game, the coach decided to do the most crazy things for no reason, when there was no reason to take risk because we were already winning by so much. All you needed to do was burn the clock.
Yeah.
And he basically threw away the ball to the other team, and it was almost like he was throwing the game. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Classic.
And our huge lead was just in minutes. It was like right after back to back to back, and it was like it just vanished. And then we were losing, and we had no spirit, and then we lost. We lost the game, and we lost by not too much, but yeah, it was, and that was to San Francisco, and that was very demoralizing because we've never been to a Super Bowl in the entire history of the team. It would have been amazing to go. And especially to watch that game, it would have been just like, for me, and it's such an achievement because my whole life I've been a fan, and we've never done that. So maybe next year, I don't know. Well, we say that every year.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Detroit sports have been, like, for the last 10 years or more, have been just, like, doing absolute... At least you guys in Toronto, you had, like, the Raptors, they won not too long ago, like, a championship and stuff. But in Detroit, it's been, like, the last good team was the Red Wings, and that was in, like, 2010. It's been, like, 15 years of, like...
Nada.
Since
Nothing.
we won something.
Yeah.
But when the Red Wings were good, they were real good for like a couple decades. So I guess, or it's part of the cycle. We'll maybe work back up to that. But for the playoffs this year, they've got for the NHL playoffs. I don't know. You don't keep up with it.
Not at all.
But we've got the Oilers, Edmonton against Vancouver, like a Canadian, like intra-Canada. I don't know if it's a grudge match. It's kind of like rivalry because they're like near each other.
Yeah, pretty dang close.
And that series is heating up. I watched the highlights like last night or the night before I went to sleep. And the first game, it was crazy. Oilers were up like 4-1, and with not much time left in the game. Somehow Vancouver tied the game, and it went to like overtime or something, and then Vancouver won. They came back from like a massive deficit that like no one thought they could come back from. And game 2, it was like neck and neck the entire game. Like one team would score one blow for blow. One team scored, one team scored, one team scored, one team, and it ended up being. Edmonton won. They ended up winning by like 1 goal, and it was also like right at the end of the game they scored or something like that. But that series is looking real interesting. think New York has a chance. The Rangers are doing really well this year, so maybe we'll bring home the cup to New York this year. Or are you thinking of what were you gonna say?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the driver.
Oh, I was sorry.
They're just driving. Slow moving.
Yep.
I mean, I guess I could get another 2K, so maybe.
It's up to you. We're in absolutely no rush. In fact, if we go slower, kind of just chill.
Would you?
Oh, I see what these guys are trying. Yeah. These guys didn't get over, and now they're trying to get over, and they're blocking this whole lane.
Silly goosers.
I'm surprised you didn't get honked at for pulling out like that.
I think I can match their aggression, like, pretty good. I kind of like driving so far. Like,
if I was road raging though, and I was like upset at someone, and then I passed and I saw them in a fucking Jester hat.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That would be so funny. I don't think I could be mad. I would think I would explode laughing, even if I was started out mad.
It's like, oh, this guy's the idiot. I'm not the bad guy. Disarming is very. I'm ready for some food. I feel myself dissociating here.
Oh, you need to get that blood sugar out.
Yeah.
You're still in fasting mode in the sleep. You need to activate your body. Absorb some nutrients. And like I said, at Dim Sum, they just come around and they have like all these like very small things that you can like $2, $5, like a couple chicken feet, a couple dumplings, soup dumplings, or whatever it may be. But if like you don't see much that you want, like you don't have to eat it, load up there. Like just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, just eat like one thing or eat nothing, and I'll eat a couple things. We'll take off. There's a million food places around. Like I said, there's the temple, but then like even that's a little further. But even closer is like you've got the bubble tea place. There's like an amazing food court that is like, do I want to take you to Dim Sum or do I want to take you to this bomb ass secrets? Like only like you go down there and it's like only Chinese people in there, and it's cheap. It's super authentic and it's super good, and they've got like it's like kind of like where you were at Pacific Mall, where it's like all these vendors, and it's like they've got 50 options. You just go around, and they've got like this bomb ass. I don't even know what it's called, man, because I spoke Chinese. I don't.
Yeah, I just pointed at the pictures.
It's like a spicy soup. It's like I don't know, how much do you like spicy?
I'm a big spicy boy.
And it's like a spicy, but you can get it like super spicy, medium, and not spicy. That they got that I like to get. They've got like beef and lamb or chicken, like different ones. Not cursing. Uyghur. Never heard of them?
No.
This is like it's like a cultural group. It's a group of Muslim Chinese people. There's actually like in China they're actually Muslims as well, of course. But I think they're like by blood they're Chinese, and it's like kind of like I don't know, like a small cultural group within China, and they're situated in like northern China. So and they make their own sort of foods, and they have like even food from them down there. It's like you never see that. Like even in China, it's hard to find.
Do you know where we're at here?
No.
Okay, my maps told me like they were kind of here. So
no, this wouldn't. No, I don't think.
Let me pull over.
This wouldn't be it, because it's very. It would be like kind of like almost like Times Square, but like a Chinese version, like amped down. But this definitely this isn't it. We're probably close though. It seems like we're close.
All right. What?
Maybe do you want me to type it in, or because it should be like Flushing Main, or you can type in New World Mall. That's probably better, because Flushing Main Street it gets confused sometimes. Type in New World Mall. Shouldn't be too far.
13 minutes.
13 minutes. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, this is because Queens is a lot more. People drive here. It's like driving.
Yeah, there's tons of space. I'm seeing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people take the subway and buses too, but there's like a lot compared to Manhattan. A lot more space to drive. Wider streets and whatnot. But once this is what I was talking about. It's more like residential. The apartments or houses or whatever you want to call these townhouses are more like kind of like cookie cutter and like everyone. They cram so many people in here, it's just nuts. But once we get to this downtown place, the streets are gonna get a little more narrow. It's gonna be more shops. It's gonna be more walkable. It's gonna feel like Manhattan, but without the sky rises.
Oh.
And I mean, this area is kind of like, it's almost like kind of like a Wild West. They let the cops and the authorities let people get away with, and I'm not saying good, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just kind of seeing what I see. And I'm seeing it's kind of like more a little grungy, like, but like they're Chinese people, like a Chinese grunge down here. Like you will see like some prostitutes out on the street. There's like one corner where there's like, there'll be like, you know, there'll be like 10 prostitutes and they'll just be like sitting there against the wall or something, and they'll kind of like look at you. They'll kind of accost you. You might be accosted. Just like they might say, you know, like look at you or something like that. That's like one corner specifically, I know.
Fall in love with prostitute.
So don't be alarmed if you see that.
No, not at all. I was offered meth the other day. That was
true. And we're not too far from where the Mets play.
Oh,
this is like where the Mets
they play in Queens.
They play in Queens. Yep. Yankees are based out of Bronx, the Bronx.
Yeah.
Bronx Bombers, and then Mets are Queens. So a lot of the people from Queens are more Mets fans than Yankee fans.
Definitely a different vibe just from that, just there being in there.